Welcome, everybody.
I could told you I knew it was going to be like nobody. So we're on early. We're on
We're on
early.
early.
Unusual. We never do it when the sun's up. We're freaking
No,
vampires.
I know we're vampires. We're
We're
gonna. You
vampires.
I
There's
want
already
this.
two people here.
I
Usually
want
we're
to
freaking
suck your
vampires,
blood.
anyways.
I want to suck your blood.
Usually vampires, anyways, never come in during the sunlight. But I'm on copious
We
amounts of
are.
coffee.
We are to pardon the pun. We are Vampire Weekend.
Copious amounts of coffee. Now I'm having tea.
We're
So I'm keeping
Vampire
my
Weekend,
caffeine
people.
up. 11:30 a.m. on a Saturday. That's freaking pretty damn early for me.
Yeah.
Pretty damn early. Pretty damn early. But
Yeah.
anyways, it's like, damn, what do people even do during the day? It's like, how do you do a daytime stream? I don't even know.
People
It's
do
like,
it. I mean,
people just do it.
people do it. You know, they just make it work. I guess.
Pretty much. Look at Zeb said,
Hello,
we are live.
Zeb.
Zeb is there. What's up, Zeb?
It's early in Norway, so Zeb can catch up.
What time is it in Norway actually right now?
Let's ask Google. You're supposed to call me Lugo. Let me see.
Oh,
Norway
that's all.
time.
There you go. Norway time is
8 o'clock. 8:31.
PM.
Yep. 8:31
So
PM.
actually, it's a decent hour for him then. Actually,
Yeah, it is a decent
it
hour
is.
for Zeb.
Decent hour for Zeb. But anyways, like I was gonna say, I think I was gonna talk to you about it. We talked about it a little bit yesterday when we were talking about what do you call it? Robert Smith, about those allegations.
Yeah.
You know what? Nobody else has come out with any kind of shit about Robert Smith doing anything else. I don't know. I'm very skeptical.
It just seems kind of weird, considering what Robert Smith has been doing lately with trying to get the Ticketmaster fees down. And you know the thing about it is, I don't want to sound bad. I want to believe women, right? I do believe the women in the situation, but to a certain extent, it's like, this happened supposedly in 1985, 1984, right?
Well, no, she was saying that she okay, well, let's fill Zeb in a little bit. Okay, supposedly there is a woman who is accusing Robert Smith of grooming.
Oh.
And when she was 14 or 15, supposedly he had did some inappropriate things with her. Some of the things that she's saying is a little bit outrageous.
Well, they said she's changing her story, for one thing. Like, she had one story and then she had another.
Her story is changing a lot. It keeps on changing. It keeps on constantly, like, I'm sorry. The thing that I find really crazy about it is that this is before they ever got famous.
Yeah.
It's been almost 40-something years. This band has been together for I don't know how many years. I understand that you're always supposed to believe the victim. And I always do end up siding with the victim. With this, though, I'm kind of skeptical because
there's a lot of holes.
In 40 years, no one else has ever said anything. No one else has ever said anything about him having any kind of, inappropriate, behavior towards them.
I mean, he's met many people over the years.
And he's been married supposedly, and been in love with his wife all these years. So, I mean, who knows?
He met his wife when she was 14. They met in school. So they've been together for a while. And I think at the time when the supposed thing was happening, I'm pretty sure he was with his wife, right? They've been together for a while.
Supposedly it didn't happen pre-cure. It was supposed to happen during the cure, but it was supposed to be their very early years. Now, I know that the cure was formed about 77, 78, but I think this is supposed to be somewhere around 80 or 81. This woman is 53 years old now, or 54, 53 or 54, I think.
Well, they said she was born in 1970, but I could be wrong.
Okay, so she's born in 1970. I was born in 72. I'm 51, so she has to be 53.
Yeah.
53. So she's 53 years old and she's barely coming out with it now.
Well, they said they said that in the past she had made some kind of like recantment of what had happened in the past, like 2019. She had said some stuff had happened. The funny thing about it is there's like a message that she left on one of their songs. She goes, "I love your music. It's great." If something went down with Robert Smith, why is she glowing about it?
She would be completely anti-Robert Smith, you would think. But, the thing is, I mean, the thing that I'm saying is, she has a failed band, for one, let's say, I'm really trying not to be, I'm trying to, like, stay on the fence here. Yeah. I'm not trying to, go against the victim. But let's be honest. Let's look at some of the major things here. For one,
Yeah.
she has a failed band that has not gone anywhere,
No.
and now that band is starting to get attention on their band camps and whatever
Yeah.
else it may be. Because of these allegations. Like you said, the last allegation, she said, I've made allegations before, 2019.
I think it was. I'm pretty sure it was 2019. But you see, the thing is, now that her band is gaining traction, is she trying to ride off the coattails of Robert Smith, using him to try to get her band traction? Because people in the past have lied. Because I'll give you a story. My dad was on a case because he was in jury duty for these two girls, and these two girls said,
Yeah.
"Oh, this guy raped me. He did all these things to me," and it turned out they lied because they didn't want their parents to know that it was all false, so they made this lie. And the thing about it is, there's women every day that want to be believed. They are, for the things that are happening to them. But this woman, if she comes out with these accusations and
they're not true, if she comes out with these accusations and they're not true, it's totally going to
ruin it for other women.
It undermines it for other women that, like I said, being very careful here.
Yeah.
I'm really trying not to say that she's lying because, like I said,
No.
you always do side with the victim. Because I would hate to turn around and run my mouth and then something else actually come out that it was true. But
yeah, no, I believed it.
I'm just gonna say I'm kind of skeptical. I'm kind of skeptical because, in their long career, as many years he's been around, for them to barely come out with something now, 40 something years later.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm sorry. It's just.
It's like it's like the woman.
Well, no, I'm going to say if she had turned around and made accusations, like she said, and I've tried to, talk about this in the past. Yeah. I tried to mention it in 1988, and then I tried to mention it in 1993 or 94, or, or whatever. But 2019, that sounds like something fairly recent, somebody just kind of
I'm sure it was around 2019. But this reminds me of the story of the 12-year-old girl who tried to come forward and say that Bob Dylan did something. And the thing about it is, that actually never went to court. I don't think the accusations with Bob Dylan. I don't think that ever went to court.
Was it settled outside of court?
I don't know. It happened in the 60s, apparently, with Bob Dylan. And Bob Dylan would have been about, 24, 25 in the mid-60s? Because he's... Yeah.
But you also have to think about it. During the 70s, I mean, most of the rock stars were infamous for this.
Oh, yeah.
Infamous for sleeping with women that were 14, 15 years old.
Jimmy Page, there's a story about Jimmy Page that supposedly Jimmy Page had held a 14-year-old in his hotel.
That was one of the rumors. That was one of the rumors that. And then also David Bowie. There was a lot of accusations.
Yeah, David Bowie got with a girl who was 13. There's that rumor too. And
I never heard that young. I had heard 14, 15. I had never heard 13.
There's a documentary about groupies, right? She kind of, the groupie mentions it, that she supposedly lost her virginity to David Bowie. It was her first time. Now,
as I've said, Bowie and his wife had a 13-year-old lover. See, I did not know that.
Yeah, she's a groupie. She went to the Whiskey Go-Go.
As far as Zeppelin, I know that Jimmy Page had a lot of, different, unusual tastes, that I've heard about over the years. But
yeah, now Jimmy Page is 78, and his girlfriend is 34. So yeah, Jimmy Page is kind of, always been into younger people.
But also on top of that, it's I'm kind of wondering. Oh, excuse me.
I don't want. I hope I don't get his age wrong. He's 78 or 80.
But the thing I'm thinking about on top of that, though, is okay, say that these accusations are, proven true. Then what happens? I mean, is she going to sue him, sue Robert Smith, or is she going? What is the end goal here?
Is she trying to get money?
Yeah, that's why I'm wondering. Is she trying to get money from him? I mean, if this really, really happened, I mean, there's no amount of money that could,
no
compensate for that if he did something like that. No amount of money can compensate for it. But it's just I don't know. It's just and then also it's if you end up, she's completely totally inconsistent about a lot of things too. So it's she's gonna, that video that girl had put out that we watched.
Yeah, I watched that.
when she was talking about all the inconsistencies and stuff like that. Zeb was saying Robert is such a nervous guy, he would never do such things. People have a lot of duality that you don't know about.
Yeah.
They could have a duality you don't know about where they have two separate types of personalities. The one that they shoot forth that everybody sees, and then the one that they actually are behind closed doors.
Think about it, Zeb. We had America's TV Dad on the Cosby Show. Everybody thought of him as the TV dad and this great dad that for the African American community, and behind closed door he was a completely different person. So people can have two different personalities when it comes to certain things.
Victor says the idea of a groupie is to keep other girls away. No, that's not the idea of a groupie. A groupie is basically someone who just, in my definition that I've always understood, the way I've understood it to be, is that a groupie is just someone who is a major fan of the artists and the rock and roll scene and wants to be closer and nearer to the rock stars. And this is the way they feel that they get closer to them, is by sleeping with them and stuff like that. But then, there's been some famous groupies throughout the years that rock stars have said that their lives would have been, more miserable without them being around. That they said they were more like fixtures that served a purpose and helped take care of them and stuff like that. So,
yeah, because there's some famous groupies that, off the top of my head, I know there was what's her name, Plaster Caster, the one who made all the molds, and then there was Pamela DeBarnes, who's another famous groupie. I think when it comes to groupies, why is my throat so? When it comes to groupies, I think that, groupies, they're not necessarily wanting a relationship aspect with someone. They're just wanting to, have some kind of a rock star. I don't know. I don't want to say rock star moment, but with Pamela, I think she was with, correct me if I'm wrong, people. I think she was with the guy from The Doors at one time.
Pamela DeBar was with a lot.
Yeah, I've lost track.
People.
I've lost track of.
She was, a main founding member of the Go-Go's. I'm sorry, the GTOs. I'm sorry, is what they were called. The GTOs. GTOs were a famous group of groupies here in LA. Who, slept around with a lot of rock stars. Yeah. They slept around with a lot of rock stars and stuff like that, but...
he has a book out. I should read it one day.
Yeah. Plaster Caster, actually, I think her whole collection of penises that she casted, I think they're they're on tours of their own, going to art, for art exhibits and stuff like that. Yeah. I'm pretty sure she's they're because people are fascinated with it. Let's be honest. Even men, if you... we're curious too. We'll pop in there oh well, how big was Jimi Hendrix? Everybody's curious.
Everybody's a little bit curious. No, I
have met and seen some. I have not met, but I have seen them before. I've seen some groupies and stuff like that. I've seen them around. Nowadays, they're a lot quieter. They're a lot more down low.
I don't think there are as much groupies nowadays.
There used to be a webpage. I don't even know if it still exists, but it was called Groupie Central. And you used to be able to go to Groupie Central and you would be able to look up any rock star pretty much to see if they had any kind of dirt on them that the groupies would write in. Because it was kind of like the Wikipedia of groupies. They would go in there and they would say, they had Gavin Rossdale in there from Bush. They had, all these people, and it was that webpage, I think, was early 2000s when it really came to fruition. So a lot of 90s stars were on it. So they would talk about Gavin Rossdale, and Marky Mark.
Of course.
Mark Wahlberg. There was a section on him where all these groupies were saying that, that he loved being with groupies, but he was one of those people that used 2 or 3 condoms. And I'm thinking 2 or 3 condoms, why even do it then? Why even do it? It's but they were saying he was totally paranoid of AIDS. He was totally paranoid that he was going to catch AIDS, but he would still sleep. He loved groupies. Yeah. He still loved groupies. So, let me see if the webpage is still up. I'm going to take a look here.
Yeah.
I doubt it. I'm pretty sure that probably like all kinds of
Yeah.
legal people have had it taken down or whatever. Hey, what is up, Fred? Yeah, but I believe it was called Groupie Central. I don't know if anybody
Interesting.
might have taken it in. It was like a message board.
It's
Okay,
interesting
it's
to note that.
it is still here. Okay, I'm gonna
Yeah.
go ahead and put this up on the screen. I'm gonna put this up on the screen and
You never
share
know.
it.
You never know what you're going to get on our stream. We went from talking about Robert Smith to talking about groupies. It's always never a dull day in the Dusty's.
Okay, this is the infamous Groupie Central. Doesn't look like it's been updated for quite a while, but look at there's Jared Leto from 30 Seconds to Mars. There's a whole thing, everybody talking about him.
Yeah, I'm not
stuff like
surprised
that.
about Jared Leto.
30 Seconds to Mars. I'm pretty sure 30 Seconds to Mars has a lot, especially since supposedly he's like running a cult or something of that sort.
Yeah, I
According to
heard
what they're
about
saying.
that.
Tomo, which is what? That was the guitar player,
Yeah,
I believe. Yeah,
I
Tomo.
think so.
Let's see who else is here. Dave Gahn. Oh, this I got to read. This I got to read. Regarding Dave Gahn. I want to swap stories. Anyone else done him? I'm dying to hear. I spent a crazy night in Dallas with him and the rest of DM back in 2003. I don't know, girl. I don't know if I buy
Well,
it.
wasn't he married by that time?
He's been married for many, many years.
Because he has a daughter. He has a daughter and a son.
Here's another girl who says, did him in the late 80s, medium, sexually skilled, good at oral, was not the lovey-dovey type, but a good raunchy time, based on how he was back then.
Wow.
Recommend. This is another thing. The chicks here will recommend, or they'll turn around and they'll say, do not recommend. Like they're sloppy, bad hygiene, blah, 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 whatever. They do stuff like that, too. Reach on, touch. This must have been the original. Did him in the late 80s, what we read before. Is that really true? If yes, wow, I wish I was at your place. I don't know what that is. Okay.
Wow.
BB Buell.
Oh, I know who she is.
Not exactly sure.
I know who she is. She's the one that had a kid with Steven Tyler, Liv Tyler. Who
Says BB's new enemy, Diana Krall.
You know what's interesting to note about BB Well? She tried to hide the fact that Steven Tyler was the father of Liv Tyler. She said Todd Rundgren was the father, and Liv Tyler
Really?
believed that Todd Rundgren was the dad of her. But if you look at a picture of Steven Tyler and Liv Tyler, I mean, come on, that's his twin. I'm sorry, but
Wow, that
Steven
is
Tyler. If you're watching this,
that is one long. I'm sorry.
no,
Go
if
ahead.
you're watching Steve Tyler, I'm sorry, but your kids, they look exactly like you. There's no denying you made those kids.
Joe Elliott, does he or doesn't he? Lost Profits.
Oh, no. We don't talk about the Lost Prophets.
I was about to say Lost Profits. That's like pretty old school, isn't it?
No, the Lost Prophets. That band is tarnished for the rest of their life. Nobody talks about them. You know why?
SA.
The lead singer was charged with child pornography.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah. That's why his
Interpol.
band broke up. Ooh, wonder what they think about Paul Banks. Was he like girthy? Did he have I like Interpol.
Escape the Fate. Now, Escape the Fate, I know that they've had a lot of problems with their lead singers in the past. Escape the Fate, actually really nice guys.
Yeah.
My kid's mother, she works in hospitality. She works, for a hotel, and they stayed there. And she said they were all very polite, nice guys.
Is that who's in Escape the Fate? Who's in that band? I think I know the name, but I'm forgetting. It's like on the tip of my tongue. I gotta look it up now.
Escape the Fate, very casual fan. I've listened to a couple of things from them, but I'm not really like a major fan.
Okay. Well, we got a lot of members.
Bono. This we got to read.
Okay.
Wait, Bono Vox. What about Bono? Is he faithful to his wife or not? And this way, I doubt that he's faithful. There have been rumors for years that he cheats on his wife. Over the years, the rumors have been that he cheated with Christy Turlington a long time ago during the Zoo TV tour. Mm-hmm. Andrea Corr and Gwen Stefani.
Really? Gwen Stefani? Sorry.
So supposedly this, according to this, Bono slept with Gwen Stefani. That, I mean, when? Because, I mean, as far as I know, Gwen Stefani's been with Gavin Rossdale for...
Well, she had 3 relationships.
But who knows?
She had 3 relationships that I know of. Her first relationship was with Tony Canal, which they wrote a lot of their music based on their relationship. And
But that was when they were kids, though.
No, they were teenagers. But what I'm saying is, as far as relationships go, she was with Gavin Rossdale, and now she's married to the country hit, Blake Shelton. She's married to Blake Shelton now.
Who is up at this ungodly hour laughing my ass off?
You are.
Okay, now I had always said that I wondered what the hell laughing my ass off S means. So I'm going to assume that means laughing my ass off seriously.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, so I'm assuming that's what it is.
No, but I'm like Bono. Bono's a great person music-wise, but I just don't picture him getting with Gwen Stefani, you know? Chrissy Turlington, yes. But Gwen?
This is all speculation. This is all speculation, Paulina. I mean, this is from Groupie Central. Who knows how, like, reliable this is, but it's kind of fun to, like, see what some of the dirt is.
Well, you never know.
So that was one.
You never know.
Okay, let's see who else they mentioned here that was a victim of Bono, because if you had to sleep with Bono, I'd say you were a victim. Okay, let's see here. Not faithful, at least in the past. You know, it's probably a big reason why his ladies keep their lips zipped, is he does treat them good from the woman I know. Also, people might not readily believe it. It's not like claiming you fucked some lower-level flagrant slut like Ricky Rocket or Tommy Lee. What about Bono? Is he faithful?
Ricky Rocket. Okay. I saw him on a TV show.
Fred wrote, Bono is a communist.
Well,
he's all, Bono is a communist.
Okay,
let's see what else is written about him.
I'm just like, Bono. Why Gwen?
Great Goss, do tell more. I've always wondered what he was like in bed. Did this friend of yours have a story you could share?
Well, he probably would.
Okay, so I guess that was the one.
He probably would give you vertigo, like that one song he sings.
Metallica. Now, Metallica, I'm pretty sure in the early days, the guys are old now.
They probably did.
You know, in their early days, I mean, you would expect that. Come on now. Probably they were young kids.
Probably Lars. He seems like a wild dude, Lars.
Let me see. They're not all married. Lars got divorced in 2004, and he's been dating actress Connie Nielsen. This is old, though. This is like 2005, I think.
Well, Lars, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised he's divorced.
It says, I don't know if Lars and Connie are still together, but that relationship probably won't last. The main thing I've heard about Kirk was that he and his wife are bisexual swingers. I had heard that also. I think that's pretty... I've heard that before also.
Did you hear the wild accusation about the lead singer James dating Kim Kardashian? They were running with that for a bit. And I was like, Kim Kardashian? You really want to get with a Kardashian? Speaking of...
No, I don't, yeah.
Speaking of Kardashian, Travis Barker's having a kid with Kourtney.
Yeah, that's going to go well.
They're having a boy. They're having a boy. And you can see...
Anything on The Cure.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here's what we came for, people. This is the quality entertainment we came to provide.
Yeah. Our quality entertainment is a 0. I mean, a 5.
Yeah, 2007. 2007. Okay, let's see what this says. Robert has been with his wife Mary now since they were both 15. No kids, but they have always been committed. If you see photos of her, she even looks like a female version of him. I have no idea on the status of the others in the band. Ha.
I told you Robert's been with his girl for a while.
That's what I was saying. It's like, this is the thing that I've read over and over again about The Cure is that, that he does not mess around. No. If they decided to do a story on The Cure, if they did a biography, a biopic, it would be the most boring biopic ever. Because, there's no sex, there's no drugs.
No.
And this chick had actually said that, she came out with that outrageous thing saying, like, that they did drugs together. I've never known Robert Smith for drugs.
No.
No, that they did drugs together. There was another nasty thing that they said, too, was that he was making tacos, that he has, like, this seems more like a fetish type thing, but she said that When he was making tacos, he put the tomatoes in his mouth and he chewed them up and spit them into the tacos. And he took the cheese and chewed them up and spit it into the tacos and made them eat it. And said if they loved him, they would eat it.
Oh,
to me, that doesn't sound like him.
That's a weird ass fetish, if there is any.
But then again, like I said, we don't know about the duality of people because, we don't know what he's like in real life. We just know the art that he's put out, the music.
Does he got like a baby fetish or something? Because that's what you do if you have a newborn or a young baby and you're trying to feed them food. You would chew it up and so they can eat it easier.
Well, that'd be like a bird fetish type thing, I guess. I would think.
Yeah, but you know what? Robert Smith is such a nice dude. Like, why go fuck with Robert Smith? He's such a nice dude, man. Leave him alone.
Oh shit! Wait a second. Okay.
Oh.
Here's someone who wrote, Robert loved, I'm sure still does love Mary, but he has been with only one woman his entire life. All I was going to say publicly to a stranger was that Robert had said publicly himself that after his marriage he was giving up groupies for good. However, he did allude to and pretty much admit to an affair during the early mid-90s.
Ooh, okay, never mind. I take back what I said about Robert.
And Zeb's going to prove me wrong here. The Cure, no drugs, ha ha ha. All Japanese whispers. The top disintegration are written and recorded on acid. Let's not forget the gloves. Okay, yeah, Blue Sunshine is named after a type of acid. I did not know that's that Robert Smith was doing that. So,
well,
I didn't know.
Well, you look at his face.
It's not something he ever publicly said.
I mean, you look at his face. You could tell the guy has probably done a little bit something. He's not 100% all there. You got to admit, Robert Smith is not 100% all there mentally.
Yeah. Well, what? Wait a minute. I just totally let that fly over my head. You got to admit that Robert Smith is not all there 100% mentally.
I don't know why I said that, but because in some interviews, he looks like he's aloof. Like when they asked him in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, do you like being here? It wasn't, he just said no.
Okay, somebody said, when you say alluded to an affair, are you talking about the lyrics to Strange Attraction? 1989 or so, since I was a little boy.
Dang, Zev.
Damn, 89, I was already getting, that was like my junior year.
I was 7 and 8.
Of high school in 89.
I was 7 in 89. Zeb can't be the same age as me, is he? Wait, what year were you born, Zeb?
It says the song Strange Attraction. Yes, the song was autobiographical. No hookup, but Robert was one of the first rock stars I met back in the dark ages, and he was a good guy. Kind and sweet. I could see how that could be a problem.
Robert Smith probably would get like a Susan Boyle. No, just kidding.
A Susan Boyle?
I don't know.
Susan Boyle. Okay, what? Here we go.
She's a very good
let's see. This one says, this was from 7/10 of 2007.
Wow.
It says, I saw Robert at a David Bowie gig a few years ago, and he was with a young lady. It wasn't his wife, because his wife would be around mid to late 40s now. The lady he was with was definitely younger than that and very beautiful. They were definitely together as a couple and weren't hiding the fact.
Ooh.
They were kissing, hugging the entire night, and couldn't keep their hands off of each other. At one point, they disappeared to the bathroom for about 20 minutes, and then by this point, a big crowd of people needing in there had gathered. A bodyguard was guarding the door so no one could enter. They finally came out, and Robert gave his lady friend a piggyback to the backstage area. Saw them again later on, still kissing and chatting, looking very close indeed. I have no idea if Robert was split from his wife, but what I do know is he was with someone and it wasn't his wife. My friend was lucky enough to get a backstage pass, spoke for a while to a journalist who was there. Seemingly, Robert spoke quite freely about who he was with. Several journos had asked him who she was, and Robert said that her name was Joyce and that she was a brilliant artist from Glasgow, Scotland. He didn't seem to want to hide who he was with and seemed very happy and relaxed about it all. Some people also took their pick, don't know how they've never surfaced. It was a bit strange seeing him with someone else other than his wife, but he looked really happy, so it's all good.
But it's probably all hearsay because they don't have proof that he was there. They don't have pictures or proof that he was there. So,
like I said, everything that you see on Groupie Central is all hearsay. None of it is verified. Like I said, it's the Wikipedia of
Yeah, the Wicca.
It is the Wikipedia of groupies.
I wonder if they got.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're 1 year older than me. I'm gonna be 41 this year.
Okay. Paulina said it is not because he's on medication or being weird. There are people that don't feel comfortable doing interviews and don't know how to act when asked to. Michael Stipe is the
I
same.
know.
Yes,
I
he
know
is
a lot
actually.
of musicians I listen to. Like this one guy I listen to named Barry Root. He had to cancel his tour because he just couldn't be in front of a crowd. So yeah, I know about anxiety. I live with social anxiety. Know that very well.
So anyway, that's enough about the Cure. We've gone through them enough. Let's go ahead and move on. And him, I do not find him interesting, so we'll go ahead and
I'm
go on
curious
past
to
it.
get any,
Rammstein.
I'm curious to get anything on Michael Jackson.
Rammstein. Right now, Till
Yeah.
is going through it. Have you
Ooh.
heard about what's going on with them?
No, but I've heard of the band. They sing that song Du Hast, right? Du Hast.
Yes, they are being put through it. I mean, if you follow Rockfeed, which I usually do, Rockfeed has been following the whole story from the start. There's an investigation underway by legal authorities looking into it. People got together and vandalized the Rammstein headquarters in Berlin.
Whoa.
People have like, yeah. So I mean, plus now it's multiple people that are coming out saying that he did these things to them. So,
Well, I'm sorry, Calvin, that we're on too early.
Calvin said, he says you're on too early. I don't want to sleep now. He's all, I'm still busy telling those kids to get off my lawn. Is that 41 in dog years? You don't look 41.
You know, Calvin. So many people over the years have told me I don't look my age. I think recently someone said to me, "Are you in your 20s?" And when I told them I'm in my 40s, they're like, "No, you got to be at least 25, 26." And I was like, "That's very nice of you."
They said,
I
impossible.
was like, "That's very nice of you to assume that I was 26 or 25." And I said to them, "When I was 26 or 25, that was like 2007." So I was like, yeah, but you know what? I get, the last time I went to the casino, a lady had asked me for my card because she didn't think I was old enough to gamble. She looked at my card and she's like, "You're 40?" She goes, "Oh, I feel so bad. I'm sorry." And she let me go. But she thought I was under 21 because yeah. My mom's like, "She's 40. She's not a teenager." I was like, wow. I might as well milk it.
Okay, here it says Rammstein. This is from 2005, though. It says, for all I know, the Rammstein guys are hard to get. I would love to go on a dream date with Richard Z. Crespi, but I know it's impossible. I really like this band to death, but unfortunately, maybe other girls were more fortunate. Okay, don't think they're hard to get.
So what's
from
what's
some of
the
the stuff that I've read?
accusations with Rammstein? Younger people or
The accusations with Till are
because
as follows.
because Germany wouldn't go burn Rammstein's headquarters if it wasn't something really bad.
Okay, supposedly what is going on here? It says several women, okay, who attended concerts by the German industrial metal band Rammstein have accused the band singer Till Lindemann of recruiting fans for sex during and after shows.
Whoa.
The alleged interactions with Lindemann were originally reported by the German TV news show Tagesschau. I'm going to assume that's how it's pronounced. Yeah. If I'm slaughtering it, sorry. Following a previous report published by the Munich newspaper Süddeutsche Zeitung. I'm sorry. I'm not German, so. These reports came prior to Rammstein's sold-out 4-night residency at the Olympic Stadium in Munich, Germany, which started on Wednesday, June 7th, and have prompted concert promoters to ban after parties in the band's Row Zero, which is actually what they end up calling the backstage area. Row Zero access to the band directly in front of the stage. In a statement on their Instagram page, which was translated by Google Translate, the band said it was taking the reports extremely seriously and asked its fans to reserve judgment about the women who have come forward. Like we always say, do not believe.
No, you have to have
victim.
You have to have some sort of belief about what the victim is saying because there are musicians out there that are creepy. Musicians who take advantage of young fans. I mean, I think I remember I saw something about Mikey Way. Mikey Way had gotten with some girl and she was
Well, Mikey Way is another one who's been like married for years and years, hasn't
No,
he?
he got married.
But then again, that doesn't
No,
mean anything. That
he's
doesn't
been
mean
married
anything if they're married.
twice.
So.
He's been married twice. His first marriage,
Ooh,
I
okay.
think, was with a girl named Alicia, and that didn't end well. And then his second marriage is now with this girl named Christian, and they have a kid. So, no, this story was about some girl he met when she was really young, and she was like, I don't remember the exact. It's on the net, people. Look it up. She was like 19 or something.
Okay, since the publications of the last few days have caused irritation and questions among the public, and especially among our fans, read the statement. The allegations hit us all very hard, and we take them extremely seriously. We say to our fans, it is important to us that you feel comfortable and safe at our shows, in front of and behind the stage. The statement continued, we condemn any kind of transgression and ask you, do not engage in public prejudice of any kind against those who have made allegations. You have a right to your point of view, but we, the band, also have a right, namely not to be prejudiced either. A 24-year-old Northern Ireland woman who goes by Shelby Lynn on Twitter alleged that she was left bruised and vomiting for 24 hours following her encounter with the band prior to their show in Vilnius, Lithuania on Saturday, May 20th, which led her to believe that her drink may have been spiked. During the pre-party, Lynn was allegedly brought to a room under the stage and was joined by Lindemann. When she said she would not have sex with him, she shared that the singer became angry. Till did not touch me, she later posted on May 30th. He accepted, I did not want to have sex with him. I never claimed he raped me.
Wow.
The woman who reported the incident to police in Lithuania said that prior to the show, a woman who goes by the name Alina Makiva and calls herself a casting director on tour with Till Lindemann was allegedly helping fans gain access to exclusive parties before and after the band's shows via a private WhatsApp group. WhatsApp, I swear to God, WhatsApp is fucking evil.
I've used WhatsApp before.
She was eventually texted an invite to join the Row Zero section during the concert, which included other women selected prior to the show. According to several recent reports, the band has since banned Makiva from attending future shows. Additional stories of fans being reportedly recruited to have sex with Lindemann have started to come forward in reports, and on social media threads, no formal charges or investigations have been opened against Till Lindemann at this time. Now that's different. So this must be an older report because now they are investigating. They are investigating it. Now, the thing is, with Till Lindemann, it's way different than the whole Robert Smith allegations, because the Robert Smith allegations, the thing is that they're accusing Robert Smith of these things, but Till Lindemann, we're talking about multiple women coming forward. Now, in 40 years, wouldn't you think that multiple women would have came forward for Robert Smith and said, you know, that these things happen to them too? Hey, Vinyl Dale, how you doing?
But the thing with the Robert Smith story is there is a lot of inconsistencies with her story, to the point where you're like, I don't know if I believe her. With the Till Lindemann story, when you got a few women coming forward, you start to think maybe there is some kind of sort of truth to the story. If it's one woman, you might kind of question it. But if you have a few women coming forward saying he drugged her, he promised her backstage passes for sex, it's you know, I've never...
And it has to have obviously affected enough women for them to attack the Berlin headquarters.
Yeah, it is. I'm like reading about it, and you know, I've never been a big Rammstein fan. I've heard him in high school, but yeah, it's just, you know, the thing about it, you always want to believe the women first, because you want to believe that the woman's telling the right thing. But then some of these women, like the Robert Smith accuser, she's changed her story many times. She's changed her story many times.
It is. It's changing over time. It's changing over time.
She's playing the broken violin or whatever. The smallest violin.
Yes, most definitely.
Oh.
But anyways, this other stuff about Rammstein is old stuff. I've read this before, the Rammstein stuff. It is basically, they're saying that they were hard to get.
Yeah.
Necessarily, I guess that's not necessarily the case.
No, I mean,
from what's coming out now,
the women have the women have, you know, their stories of what happened, and at the time that girl was probably, you know, terrified. She's like, what do I tell my friends? You know, I wasn't expecting this. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Europe, the final countdown, dudes. This could be interesting. There's only 3. Let's go and take a look. Does anyone have any stories about Europe, especially the bass player John Levin? John Levin was a big womanizer in the 80s. He and Ian Hofland were the easiest to get with. I think he's faithful these days, but I am not sure. Oh, let me see. What do you say? Can you play a broken violin? Way too high for that question right now. Let me see. It's Sunday. Got to get ready for the week, Fred. There you go. Smoke your weed. Smoke your weed.
There you go. Broken violin.
Got to get yourself in the proper mindset for the week. Proper mindset for the week, man.
Yeah.
Does anyone have any story? Okay, I just want to see if anyone has an update on these guys. I guess this is way later. They've been touring since 2004. Excuse me. And just had a European Summer Tour festivals promoting the new CD. Anything new about the guys? What about some stories from the 80s, early 90s? Obviously, there's nothing new about these guys. And they're probably like older than us, so they're probably not doing anything.
Nobody really cares about Europe anymore.
So, John 5. This is from 2013. Maybe a little bit more recent, but now. Ladies, I have heard from many people that J5, formerly Marilyn Manson, is a sex addict. I also heard this coming from a former member of Marilyn Manson. I know he is now married. Anyone hook up with him back in the day? Well, once you get on the road as an artist, things may get a little steamy for some time. John did not strike me as an addict, though. Apart from being fame and success addicted, he was actually trying to stick to the no sex rule. Though blowjobs again done on the women seemed okay. Since he was dating some girl back when we were familiar with one another, he does have a thing for brunettes, exotic-looking women with a big rack. Nowadays, he seems very close with his wife. Okay, now, he's one of those people that I guess goes with the whole eating ain't cheating. Yeah. So, I guess he subscribes to that whole eating ain't cheating. So, but it is cheating, you know. It is most definitely so. Let's see. Victor he said, which is why wives and girlfriends know who the groupies are on tour and keep band members for sure. You know, you would think that any smart wife or mother of a rock star's child or married, whichever, would know who the groupies are. You know, it wouldn't depend on the handlers to let them know who the groupies are. You know, it's like they can't trust the handlers because the handlers are yes men. They're going to go ahead and do anything that the rock star tells them to do. So, yeah, I think that's actually pretty true, Victor. They should know who the groupies are. They should,
but ultimately it's up to the husband if the husband's going to stay faithful to his wife. You know, he knows who the groupies are, and if he decides to pursue it, can we really blame the wife on that? No.
I would think if the women were smart, what they would end up doing is they would just go ahead and they would end up getting their own copy of the itinerary, which I think most of them would end up having anyway. And they would just go ahead and fly in and drop in from time to time.
There are some.
Like, let their husband know, you don't know when I'm going to pop in.
There are some crazy groupies. I'm going to share a crazy groupie story. No, well, from my favorite band. So there's a band I listen to, you all know BTS. This groupie of BTS.
Those guys don't have groupies.
Okay, they're not called groupies in China. They're not called groupies in Korea. They're called Saesangs, okay? Those guys look like they could be the groupies, Lisa. She found out where his military, where he was staying in the military, right? And she gave him a shot that he was not supposed to get. Like, she found out where he was stationed, and pretty crazy.
What do you mean a shot he was not supposed to get? A shot of what?
He's not, his medical shot. And she found out where he was stationed in the military, and she went in there posing as a doctor. I don't know how. And then they found out, and she's been arrested. I don't know if she's still in jail, but yeah. They don't, out here in the United States, we got groupies. In Korea, they're called Saesang. They find out their flight information, what hotels they're staying at, their house. Yes, there was actually a person who went to one of the BTS members' house and delivered them food, like a DoorDash person. And he's like, I did not order food. And the girl comes and she pulls her mask down. She's like, well, I wanted to get you some food. I found out where you live. And then he went on live stream and said, don't come to my house and deliver me food. He goes, if I want food, I'll get it myself. I don't need my fans to deliver me food. But did he got any dirt about John Bon Jovi on there? Okay.
Did they
John Bon
what?
Jovi. Why do I even? I'm like, I want to know about these aging rock stars. Are they like, fertile?
Oh, John Bon Jovi. I mean, I don't
I
know about
know.
John
I
Bon
don't think so.
Jovi.
He's been married to his wife for many years, but oh, how about
Vinnie Paul. Now you know that's got to be an old
yeah,
one. Five Finger Death Punch. Nah, who really ends up caring? Dire and Gray, same thing. Eddie Van Halen, his band Van Halen. Now, I know that Eddie Van Halen supposedly was notorious
yeah.
for it. Was notorious for sleeping with groupies. All the publicity going on for Valerie Bertinelli's new book, Losing It and Getting My Life Back 1 Pound at a Time, has me in the mood for some Van Halen talk,
Yeah.
new and old. Talk to me. Okay, so that's obviously an old book. I mean, I would probably be interested in reading that. I used to have a crush on
I mean,
Valerie
Valerie
Bertinelli
Bertinelli. She
during the
met him
70s.
young, right? She met him when she was like 23, I think.
Yeah, she was very young.
And then they had that song Wolfgang. Wolfgang.
Who now has his own band, and right now I think he's going around touring and opening
He's
for
very talented.
For Metallica
Very
right now.
talented guy.
I think he's doing the European circuit right now.
Yeah, Wolfgang.
Gin Blossoms.
Gin Blossoms has groupies?
The Gin Blossoms. This is pretty old. It says, I know they are touring right now, and at shows it's pretty easy to meet them. The lead guitarist has recently divorced. I don't know if they hook up or not. Yeah, this is from like 2005. This is like before. This is all archived, so it's like.
Yeah.
The lead guitarist's name is Scott Johnson. I would love to get some more info on this. I've seen them quite a few times, and this year's the first time he's been without a ring on his MySpace. They're mentioning MySpace.com. That tells you right
Yeah,
there.
MySpace.
On his MySpace.com site, he lists himself as single. When I know he used to married, info, please. By the way, he's around 42, not that old. It looks like 21-year-olds are still chasing him.
Yeah.
Also, what about the drummer Philip Rhodes? A single cutie. Any stories on him?
Well,
Don't know.
MySpace. I remember MySpace, man.
Don't know. I'm sorry. Gin Blossoms, not that exciting. Steel Panther, not that exciting from first to
Oh,
last.
Steel
All-time
Panther?
Nope. Black Veil Brides.
Steel Panthers is like a joke band. I call them a joke band. Nobody takes them serious. They're Nickelback of metal.
Lil Wayne. Who would want to sleep with Lil Wayne?
Oh, plenty.
You would have to
But
have some serious
there are
problems.
plenty of women out there that want to sleep with Lil Wayne. And not me, but there are plenty of women. I have to clarify that in case you're wondering.
Robert Plant. Does anyone know where Robert Plant stays when he's in New York City? He's very weird about this. He avoids being in the city or big hotels. He purposely searches for out-of-the-way small little places, and he drives in for the show and takes off afterwards. He also will sleep on his tour bus if he has to. He is always with his assistant, though. I think they share a room, and yes, his assistant... Bleh. My lisp is just like out of control today. His assistant is a she.
Yeah.
He's very mellow now from what I can see.
Robert Plant, I don't think Robert Plant is, out there living that kind of life anymore. I think he probably has a garden somewhere in his backyard. And he's tending to his garden, and I don't know. I just don't think Robert Plant's doing that kind of thing anymore.
How old is Robert Plant?
He's got to be at least 80. Oh, that's a question for Lugal. Let's see.
I'm like, oh, he's got to be up there now.
He is 74. I was way off with his age. He's 74.
74? Yeah. Okay, I thought he was a lot older.
No, Jimmy Page is older than him. Cause
okay, yeah, I thought he was a lot older.
I thought he was at 80. Yeah. Hey.
Hello, Paulina.
Hey, Paulina. We're.
Uh-oh, Paulina's frozen.
We gotta play.
You froze, Paulina.
We gotta play that song. Let it go, let it go. Sorry.
Paulina, you're frozen. Oh yeah, her internet's way down. It's like in the yellows.
I mean, if you think about
in yellow bars.
If you think about the '90s rock star and who probably more than likely had groupies, you think Billy Corgan might have had some?
Try coming back in, Paulina. Billy Corgan, I would assume so. Supposedly there's supposed to be this whole thing that Billy Corgan slept with Courtney Love.
Yeah.
But who didn't Courtney Love
Well,
sleep
Courtney
with?
Love. Courtney Love
Yeah.
was everybody's favorite.
I'm assuming he must be in Robert Plant's voice.
Yeah, it is gone.
His voice is
But
gone.
I like the stuff that he did with Alison Krauts. I really enjoyed that. The Raising Sand and all those other albums.
There you are. Now you're moving.
Hey.
Oh, yeah.
I had to jump
Now
out
you're-
and come back down.
you're- I mean, not. It seems like most of the artists don't end up holding onto their
No.
voices as time passes. I mean, Robert Smith, though, I've been watching videos of him. The thing with Robert Smith is, I was watching and I was like saying, he sounds a little bit too good, and I was like going, might he be using backing
Probably.
vocals? Backing tracks, because I know that's starting to become a really common thing that people are using backing tracks. I know that Paul Stanley uses backing tracks. People have been on Paul Stanley's ask for years about using backing tracks, but the thing about Paul Stanley is they're saying that he doesn't have a voice, but then I've heard him sing some with what's it called? Paul Stanley's Soul Station, I think it's called, or something of that sort. And it seems like when he sings that music, he sounds really, really good. When he's singing soul music and stuff like that, and oldies and stuff, he sounds really, really good. But then you get him in the Kiss, doing Kiss music, and he sounds like his voice can't handle it anymore. It's weird.
Yeah.
Plant stays down here sometimes. People live around the corner. Okay, you're talking about New Zealand.
He
Then.
lives in New Zealand? I did not know that.
He stays. No, it says
Oh.
he stays down there sometimes.
Well,
Maybe it has to do with the whole Middle Earth thing that he's
well,
into.
he looks like he belongs in Lord of the Rings. He looks like Gandalf the Grey.
I have also seen Steel Panther before. I saw them one time in Las Vegas at the Fremont Experience. They're fucking hilarious. Cheesy metal. Total cheesy metal.
Yeah. I like the Fremont Street Experience. When I was about to leave, when I went to Vegas the last time, you know who was playing there? Flow Rider. I wanted to see him. But yeah, I missed it.
Yeah, those dudes are talented musicians and comedian actors. Yeah, they're like the Harlem Globetrotters of
Yeah.
rock music. Basically, they're like the Harlem
I mean,
Globetrotters.
you always got to have your cheesy
Uh,
bands of every genre,
Hmm.
Metal, you got Steel Panther. Rock and roll, you have, everybody says Greta Van Fleet. And then emo, you
Uh-huh.
have 3HO. You remember 3HO? They're the joke bands of the emo music.
Oh yeah. No, it's wasn't it
308
308?
or whatever. They sing that song, but I'm
Yeah.
a vegetarian.
And they tried to say that they were part of like the emo, like they were like emo or something like that.
They had that song with
I-
Katy Perry.
Yeah, I could see like maybe if they were considered frat rock or
Yeah.
something of that sort. Then I could see it, but
Yeah.
yeah. Where are you going?
Ronnie Radke is probably
Okay.
laughing his ass right now, listening to them. I like Falling in Reverse.
Oh, I'm looking at the same Il Nino. I'm like, damn, what the hell? Look at how much they have written on this guy. He must have been like humping
Who?
everybody. Il
He's El
Nino?
Nino.
Never heard.
I don't know, but like, damn, look at that. He must have humped everybody.
Oh, this is an answer for Lugo. Who's El Nino, the singer?
Il Nino. ILL Nino. It sounds like a rap
Yeah.
name. Yeah, I'm starting to sound like an old man. It sounds like a rap name
Oh,
to me.
it's a metal band.
Oh,
They're a
okay.
Latin.
The Mars Volta.
Oh, what?
Michael Bublé.
Oh, wait. Let's look up Michael Bublé. I'm curious to see if
Let's
the
see what
critter
it's
got
got
it.
to say.
I
Michael
wanna see if the
Bublé.
critter
Watch
got
him
it.
have like the most outrageous, like they say, like stuff where it's like he puts like Jimmy Page's like fish story to shame or something like that. Let's see.
Like,
Michael and his band were in
Bublé.
Sydney last week and were staying in the same hotel as a friend of mine. She was in the room next door to the trumpet player. Can't remember his name, but she said she heard loads of female laughter and noises of pleasure coming from next door throughout the whole night. The band were also eyeing up models hired for the private party. Ooh.
Oh, that is so scandalous.
But-
Michael Bublé having sex with a woman. Oh, wow.
I saw a recent interview with Michael, and he said he's living with actress Emily Blunt in his hometown of Vancouver. Somehow, I don't think the relationship is going to last. He's always chasing other women.
Yeah, that's old school. That's old news because Emily Blunt is now married to John Krasinski.
Well, yeah, these are like I said, this is older from like 2006 ish. That's why I was like trying to get warnings. It's old.
I forgot who Michael Bublé is married to. Some Spanish actress. I forgot her name.
What the? I heard that Michael Bublé has one gigantic ball, and that's why he's such a good singer.
What the fuck?
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Really?
He's like that guy from Sons of Anarchy. They call him Half Sack.
That explains why his voice is so good and operatic. It's that ball that's, putting all that music out.
My wife listens to Bublé when she cleans. Cranked. I have to leave. Well, now you can tell her this. Next time she's cleaning and she's listening to Michael Bublé, you can say, I heard that he has like one gigantic ball. That's the reason why he sings so good.
Well, Fred, I love you, the Michael Bublé Christmas album. I will play that during Christmas all year.
I can guarantee you Fred's going to turn around and tell his wife that next time she plays it. No, I heard he has like one nut. That's why he sings so good.
So, Fred, is your...
he doesn't have shit weighing him down like the rest of us.
Fred, is your wife into Josh Groban as well? Because, I like Josh Groban, and Michael Bublé and Josh Groban are similar music.
Josh Groban is the guy that I swear to God, whenever I end up going to... Josh Groban is the guy that every time I go to Goodwill, I find like dozens of his CDs.
I have pretty much all his stuff on CD.
I don't see a similarity between Michael Bublé and Josh Groban.
No, they sing similar music.
Not really, because Michael Bublé is more. He's like a crooner.
I'm guilty. Look at that. All that Josh Groban.
Michael Bublé is like a crooner, whereas Josh Groban, he's more of a classical vocalist. So there is a very big distinction there. It's like because Michael Bublé's music is like it's very big band kind of.
I actually met him too.
It's more for the uppy kind of people.
I just told her she flipped me off. I'm not sure, Lisa. I'll ask, and she said yes on Josh. Lisa,
I told you, us women, we love our crooners. Well, I do.
Now, I'm going to, at the sake of sounding completely ignorant, what is the difference between a crooner and a regular singer? I mean, I've heard them refer to people as crooners, like Bing Crosby, stuff like that. I've also heard them refer to Morrissey as a crooner. Now, what does it mean, crooner, as opposed to regular singer, Paulie?
I think it's more like how the song is somewhat delivered, because, it's more like tenor based and kind of vocals. So it's like, you also have to listen to something like Billy Joel. Billy Joel is like a very type of crooner that go out there and do these kind of really crooning vocals. Whereas pop vocals is more like, there's more breath. There's more breath in a poppy vocal.
It's more breathy.
Whereas crooner, sounds more immediate,
Yeah.
Vinyl, let me see. I like Sinatra. Sinatra is king. Actually, you are correct. I picked up a bunch of Sinatra because I know that me and Vinyl Dill do the same thing. Going to the thrift stores, out here finding the CDs. I got lucky one time, and like I said, I had a few Sinatra things. I had a few Sinatra albums, but I went to this one place where I don't know if somebody passed away or what happened, but there was a whole collection of Sinatra CDs. I think you guys remember that maybe about like a few months back, 4 or 5 months ago, when everything, duets, greatest hits, a lot of the main albums. Because I know you find a lot of compilations, greatest hits, this, that, da-da-da. But there was a lot of, main albums of his that he had recorded, which, are probably not that easy to get, on Capitol and stuff like that, And then also there was some rare stuff in there, too, from, I guess you would say lesser labels, but there were, recordings from Paris and stuff like that, live shows in, nightclubs and stuff like that, which actually were recorded really well.
Yeah, I got some rare Sinatra. I got a Christmas album from Sinatra that came out in 1949.
Get a singer and add a
Yeah.
boat.
I like Victor how you put 3 question marks by your questions.
I think it's kind of like the whole Valley Girl thing. It's like, it's like, like here in California, the Valley Girl thing goes up.
Yeah.
I
watched.
Well, this is like, get a singer and add a boat.
I love Valley Girl. It's a good movie. Love Nick Nolte in that movie. I'm not Nick Nolte.
Street Drum Corps. Do not even know who that is. Bay City Rollers. This has got to be crazy. I'm pretty sure this will be pretty. Any of you older ones on here have some info on them? I heard they were all pretty frisky back in the day, 70s. I know their manager is gay, and they were. Rumors about the drummer leaning that way too. Nothing substantiated on the drummer though. Derek Longmire, the drummer, was convicted in 2000 for possessing child CP, we'll just say. A lot of it was gay porn. Ian Mitchell has done porn movies. Les McCowan has been in trouble with the law in recent years, cocaine possession, and drunk driving. A former Bay City Rollers group wrote a book on the band called Bye Bye Baby, and it has a lot of stories of what the band was like back in the 1970s.
That is not on my bingo card. Bay City Rollers doing porn. What?
It says Ian Mitchell.
I know, but I was like, I never would have thought that. I was like, what? Yeah. Never would have. It'd be like saying the DeFranco family's doing porn.
They do it on Saturday nights.
Yeah. Saturday nights.
Saturday nights.
Yeah.
Oh, this has got to be old. My Chemical Romance.
Yeah, it's probably about what's his name? The brother.
I had heard that what I remember hearing from way back in the days, they weren't much for groupies. That Gerard or Frank, and all that they really weren't, and neither was Ray. So whatever that's worth. But yeah, I don't think there's too many stories out there. I think a lot of these are probably just fantasies because
a lot of them are probably about Mikey, because I think Mikey was the one that kind of was different. But
Placebo and Brian Moko.
I wonder.
Adam Lambert.
I wonder if I know this is so left field. I wonder if Bryan Adams had any groupies.
I'm sure he did. There was somebody out there who was into the whole pockmark thing or whatever. I'm sure somebody was into it. By the way, I'm reminding everyone that we are actually broadcasting on 3 different platforms right now. We are on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick.
Right, Dale.
Yeah.
Bay City Rollers.
We're doing the new Kick thing, so.
Nice.
I started a channel on Kick, so let's see how that goes, because it's supposed to be the new frontier, supposedly.
Dale, what next? Are we going to have stories about the Osmonds doing pornography or something?
John Frusciante, Hoobastank. Okay, Hoobastank. Don't think there's much to that.
No.
Just curious to know about Hoobastank. Any stories? Obviously, there was no stories because no one actually went and answered it. So no one answered that thread.
No.
Avenged Sevenfold, they have humped everybody. You can tell by the size of the message board.
Yeah, I never was a big
Avenged Sevenfold has been out fucking around.
I'm not a big fan of theirs.
Was unfuckable.
Well,
they were unfuckable.
Now let's see Nickelback. I know those. Just kidding.
I had actually saw a thing today that someone had put up. It was on freaking Nickelback, and they were saying they think they know the reason for their unpopularity. They traced it back to some of their lyrics and some of the stuff that Chad Kroeger had written, and they said a lot of it was misogynistic, and that there was some really, really, really rapey shit in his lyrics. And they were playing back some of the songs, and I was like, damn, how did he get away with that shit? It was so on PC.
Yeah.
Let me choke your neck on the deck and just all this different shit like that. I was like, damn. I'm like, how could Lisa still like them?
He smiled at me when he was singing.
The proof is in the lyrics. He never made it as a wise man.
No, he never.
Yeah, obviously not.
He tried to be a rock star, and he wrote a song about it.
Yeah.
Obviously not. No, he never did.
I never was a big Nickelback fan, and the lyrics now, it's kind of like, I don't think I'm going to become a fan of theirs anytime soon. Yeah. What are you gonna say next?
We're like this, bro.
You're gonna. What are you gonna say next?
Nickelback fan.
You're gonna say I love Creed. Okay.
Total Nickelback.
I'm gonna let you guys in on a little something.
We've seen your Creed collection, Lisa.
We're gonna let you in on a little something. I love Nickelback. I love Creed. I love Three Doors Down, and I love Trap.
She loves all the trash music.
Yes.
Let's see. New Kids on the Block reunion tour.
Oh, and don't forget Uncle Kracker too. I love the trash music.
Ah.
What happened to Uncle Kracker? He was like big for a little while.
NSYNC. There's not really. Oh, God, NSYNC. Jesus Christ, look at this.
I don't think Lance was.
Same thing with NSYNC. They must have like humped everybody too. Alice in Chains.
Yeah.
Marilyn Manson. Okay, now how the hell could this happen? Okay, NSYNC. Look at NSYNC starts all the way up here.
Yeah.
Look at all that's all NSYNC. People groupie stories about NSYNC. And you get to Marilyn Manson, there's 3 lines. Come on now. How the hell did that happen?
No, like who in their right mind is saying I want to be a groupie for Joey Fatone or Lance?
It's like, come on now. It's like, look at this. Okay, you start up here and you're all the way down here, and then you get to Marilyn Manson. There's only 3.
How much you want to bet most of those stories are about Justin Timberlake? Because Justin Timberlake seems like the type that would have groupies.
I'm sure he has a Backstreet Boys. Damn, they're a bunch of whores too. Look at this.
I mean, did you hear the story about Nick Carter, right? A woman came forward like about last year, and she's autistic like me. And she said that Nick Carter had sex with her in his tour bus when she was 17, right? And she was crying on screen, and she was saying, "Oh, Nick Carter did this to me and did that to me." It's just, it was so rehearsed. I didn't believe
it. Sacrifices most of his conquests. So there's only a couple still alive. That's why.
Well, Rachel Wood's alive.
That makes sense.
Rachel Wood's alive. She's been,
Okay, now they're talking about Tiffany. Okay, personally, I think you were all delusional, but keep dreaming. I will agree, however, that Nick is a disgusting human being who has no regard for women other than to have sex with them. I feel sorry for whoever he marries. I guess Nick from Backstreet Boys. But enough of that. I want to know about Tiffany. She dated Nick for a few months, but no one knows anything about her aside from false info. How did they meet, etc.? My sources tell me the only reason Nick dated her was because she was pushy and he wanted to date someone to throw it in Willa's face, but that he never really liked her in the first place. Any other Tiffany info? Have you guys ever seen that documentary called I Think We're Alone Now?
No, but you talked about it.
There was there was a hey, what's up, Dave? There was a movie called I Think We're Alone Now, where it was supposed to be fans of Tiffany, and they had like 2 fans who were totally obsessed fans. Really disturbing movie, that the fantasies that they had were just like, if anyone has a chance, go out there and watch it. I think it's on YouTube. I think it's on YouTube pretty much. Let me see. Love the Baltimore pickup this week.
Oh, Lord, Baltimore. Okay. I heard about them through Bizarro. I didn't know who they were before until Bizarro played them, I think, on a stream.
Okay.
They're kind of like 70s, late 60s music. Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Aiden, I remember them. They were kind of short-lived. Mm-hmm. Children of Bodom.
I don't know who they are.
I'm not really a fan. John Mayer.
Oh, there's probably a lot about John Mayer.
4 lines. That's it. 4 lines.
John Mayer got a song written about him. You know that song, Paulina.
Yeah.
Dear John.
I heard that one.
Dear John.
It says here, hooked up with my best friend a while ago. She was hanging around near the tour bus talking to someone else in his band. Got invited onto the bus, and so it goes.
I wouldn't brag about having sex with John Mayer, but go on, woman.
Let's see what else here. Come on, that's all the. That's all the. What, John Mayer? What about John Mayer and Taylor Swift?
They were together when she was 20. She got with John Mayer, and he was like about probably in his 30s. And then
I was about to say, isn't he substantially older than her?
She wrote a song about him called Dear John.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah. And she also wrote a song about Jake Gyllenhaal. She's writing about everybody she's probably been with, so I wouldn't, not surprised.
Queensryche, Nelson twins. Weren't they like on an episode of what was it? Celebrity Wife Swap?
Probably. I mean,
yeah, I think they were on a. Yeah, they were. I think he was like on an episode of Celebrity Wife Swap.
Wasn't Dee Snider on there too?
Yeah. Vince Neil. I was watching it the other day because I was like looking it up on Hulu because I was trying to find the Christian Warrior.
Yeah.
But she was actually on Trading Spouses.
Oh.
So it was different. She was on Trading Spouses. I thought she had been on Wife Swap.
I mean,
but no.
You got to watch that one episode of Wife Swap. You remember the Goth episode with the Goth family?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trey Cool of Green Day.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised, but Green Day, if I think anybody would have a lot of groupies in that band, would probably be the lead singer, Billy Joel Armstrong.
That Taylor Swift actually was involved in that. What was it called? Fapgate?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I didn't see them. I was like, not that I would look them up. Taylor Swift is just not my type, But I'm not going to go there because I know Pauline's going to be like, wait a minute.
Taylor Swift.
I'm in here with a couple of Swifties right now.
Taylor Swift has no curves. I can say that proudly. She has no curves.
Yeah, I'm kind of like,
There are men out there that love those Taylor Swift types.
Oh yeah.
Let's see, Bullet for My Valentine, Sugar Cult.
Oh, Sugar Cult is old school.
I'm totally lesbian from Taylor Swift. I want to go lesbian.
Franz Ferdinand, Paraman 5000.
Franz Ferdinand. That's very interesting that they would be in the groupie page.
Her and Katy Perry won. I know I've seen like there's been a lot of lead photos of Katy Perry. Yep. I mean I've seen those before and stuff like that, but Fapgate, there was just there was like what's her face from the Hunger Games. Who else?
I mean,
I'm trying to think.
Shit, I can't talk. I can't talk when I looked up Zac Efron, okay? I can't talk. I was curious. Sue me.
The other one who had his pictures leaked too was Chris Brown.
Yeah.
Let's just say the guy's he's backing. The guy's doing awfully okay. But I was like thinking, if I was that big, man, there'd be pictures of me everywhere.
Yeah, I did.
I wouldn't give a damn. But like, look at it.
I did not Google that. I did not Google Chris Brown.
If I was that huge, I'd be like, hey, there it is.
Don't let the world know.
Look at it, take it all in, love it.
I mean.
The Fall of Troy, Taproot, Keane, Skid Row.
Wait, Keane, as in the people who sang Somewhere Only We Know?
Yeah.
Yep. Everybody has dirt on him. Everybody has dirt on him.
Oh yeah, the lead singer had a alcohol addiction problem. Tom Chaplin. Ooh. Well,
what is so? What is so funny is, Dale, I used to like the Vinyl Helmet videos, and the reason why I liked them so much is because a lot of people try to say, it's troll videos, blah blah blah. But the thing is, Vinyl Helmet pointed out so many things that were true about that era, that VC, that was like, yeah, they do that.
I was wondering where the Vinyl Helmet went.
It's like you can't be like, oh, you can't be like, oh, that's troll stuff. It was like. But it's true.
Well, the Vinyl Helmet doesn't hide. He tells the truth.
Let me see. Panic at the Disco. I think he's virgin. Yeah, sure. Brendan Urie. Yeah, sure. I think he's virgin. Yeah, sure.
Brendan Urie.
Yeah, sure, Brendan.
Virgin.
Well, yeah, sure. I actually saw Helmet live when they opened for Ministry back in 1990. During the Psalm 69 tour. I think it was like Sepultura, Helmet, and then Ministry. Opiate for the Masses. Who is that? Yellow Card.
Yellow Card. That's pretty funny.
Jason Mraz.
Yeah. Jason Mraz probably was like, hey, I got a ukulele. Come to my house.
The Used. Now, that guy... Burt McCracken from The Used. I remember do you remember when he was on the Osbournes and they were talking about him on the Osbournes and they were saying they call him Cauliflower Dick? because he had slept with so many groupies and had so many had so many venereal diseases that they call him cauliflower dick. And then I guess when freaking is my mind going blank? Kelly Osbourne finally brings him home because she started dating him. She brings him home and like Sharon's like, "Oh, I just have one question. Why do they call you cauliflower dick?" Yeah. And she's like, "Mother."
Yeah, their relationship was short-lived.
Yeah, I mean, and then people try to turn around and say that, oh, he was using her to further his career and further his band. I was like, you know what, the Used, they were already pretty big by that time already anyway. The Used
were pretty big, and you remember when Kelly Osbourne tried to have a musical career? Yeah, with that with that Papa Don't Preach song. Oh yeah, that was.
What was really horrible was when she turned around and she did that dance album. That dance album I thought was pretty bad. It was called Sleeping in Nothing, I think it was.
Just because your dad is famous and your dad had a successful career as a musician doesn't mean that you're going to have the same faith as him.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like the same with Jessica Simpson and her sister. Jessica Simpson had the career, and then Ashley tried after that.
But we have to give Ashley credit. She did do a good job with her first album. I think that
it was not bad.
Autobiography was a great album, especially the title track. I think that was.
I mean, it's not a bad album, but
I think that's like. I think Autobiography is like one of the songs that has like some of the best lyrics in it, and I sometimes identify with those lyrics, like
yeah, you know what? I've been playing a lot of as of lately. I don't think a lot of people here know of this artist, but I've been playing that new Olivia Rodrigo song, the vampire song. It's catchy.
Well, people, unfortunately, I am going to go ahead and I'm going to log off because the reason being is because I do have some errands I have to run this afternoon. That is one of the disadvantages to actually coming on early is that I can't stay on.
It's okay. We got
But maybe we can go ahead and continue later on tonight if you guys want to. Maybe we can do another stream later on tonight if you want to. So if you guys are people in the peanut gallery, if you guys are available, we'll probably be on later on tonight. Maybe. If we are, I'll end up probably putting up I'll probably put up an upcoming probably in the next hour or two. But anyways, it was nice talking to all you guys.
Bye, Fred.
Later, Fred. Later, Dave. Later, Simon. Later, Victor Stott. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Talk to everybody later.